The gorilla picked up a crayon and noticed a beetle on the glass. He began drawing on paper. Looking at the messy scrawl he'd created, the zookeeper paid no attention. Only Lily, who had given him the crayons, recognized that he had drawn a beetle. This greatly encouraged Ivan, so he drew another picture, a carrot, and gave it to the baby elephant who had lost her companion. The elephant was much happier after seeing it. The next day, the zookeeper's daughter showed the circus owner several drawings, telling him they were all done by Ivan. The owner instantly saw a business opportunity. He immediately began promoting everywhere that the circus had a gorilla who could paint. Sure enough, the next day, crowds flocked to see the show. With the owner's introduction, Ivan made his grand entrance. He picked up the crayon but suddenly stopped. The owner, feeling awkward, introduced Ivan to the audience again, but Ivan threw down the crayon and simply walked away. In that moment on stage, Ivan suddenly understood that even if he performed his painting act and enjoyed temporary fame, he would still never gain his freedom. That day, he came up with a plan. He had the dog distract the workers, since dogs weren't allowed in the gorilla enclosure at the circus. Meanwhile, the gorilla pretended to be asleep, causing the worker to unlock his cage with the keys. Just as the worker was about to catch the dog, Ivan appeared behind him. The worker was scared unconscious. Ivan then led all the animals in, breaking through the circus's glass doors, running toward the forest ahead. Ivan believed that entering the forest meant returning to the wild. However, after just a few steps, they stopped in their tracks. What they thought was a forest was merely the city's green belt. With no other choice, Ivan and the animals had to return to the circus. That night, Ivan used paint to communicate his thoughts to the owner. He painted the sky with blue, the forest with green, and clouds with white. The owner, however, remained unaware of his message. The evening performance proceeded as scheduled. The previous day's escape attempt had attracted many reporters. When the curtain was raised, everyone was stunned. This was the first time the star performer had painted in front of an audience. He painted the forest he longed for, the freedom he had yearned for so long. The audience applauded enthusiastically, but only Lily in the distance saw Ivan's sadness. Lily remembered that before the performance, she had told the gorilla a story. She had shown him her sketchbook and told him that if you draw what you want, your wish will come true. Understanding what the gorilla wanted, Lily told the reporters. The next day, large crowds gathered outside the circus. They held signs in protest, fighting together for the animals' freedom. Under enormous public pressure, the owner had no choice but to agree to their demands. Soon, the animals were gradually returned to the forest.